Nestled within the leafy suburb of Mossley Hill in Liverpool, L'Olivetto is an independent family-run restaurant supported by a dedicated kitchen team. Staff at front of house always on hand with recommendations from their tasty menu to their choosing a wine to complement your dish. Call us on 0151 724 5169. That's 0151 724 5169.
Eurogold is driven by being the best civil engineering contractor in the Northwest, ensuring its clients are given the highest level of service that they deserve. Eurogold work in a wide range of industry sectors, including house building, highways, commercial and industrial build.
The Warrington Irish Club. Friendly and welcoming club keeping the Irish culture alive. We have Irish and country music every Saturday night, tribute nights, race nights, charity nights and karaoke. All live sports are shown on big screens. We have snooker, dominoes and crown green bowling teams along with arts and craft. Pop in for a friendly welcome and book your event at the Warrington Irish Club.
At Barhale, we've been delivering essential infrastructure projects for over 40 years. Today, we're at the forefront of civil engineering, construction and tunnelling projects.
Barhale's values are integral in the way we go to work and are embedded in our family culture.
We put our customers first every step of the way.
Our people are the foundation of our business, with each and every one with the ability to make a real difference.
We want Barhale.
Nestled within the leafy suburb of Mossley Hill in Liverpool, L'Olivetto is an independent family-run restaurant supported by a dedicated kitchen team. Staff at front of house always on hand with recommendations from their tasty menu to their choosing a wine to complement your dish. Call us on 0151 724 5169. That's 0151 724 5169.
Hello and welcome to the show. This week we're taking you to County Cork for a weekend of aerobatic flying. The home international competition first started in Belfast 40 years ago, featuring amateur pilots from Ireland, England, Scotland and Wales. It's very fast, it's very skillful, and we put our own Chris Hazel on the ferry to Ireland to find out what it's all about.
This event has been going actually 40 years this year. It was started in Belfast by a guy called John Hamilton, who is still with us. Well, he retired from flying, but he's still with us, very active. And Bill Draper, who was based in Nottingham. The idea being that they would give people who were outside the mainstream a chance to compete internationally. Whereas if you weren't one of the top three in England, you didn't compete. Well, Ireland weren't high enough up the rankings to put a team into that sort of a sphere. But once we started flying with the English people, our standards came up, and well, no, we've had people attending World Championships since about the mid-60s. I'm from Bexley Heath originally, born in Maidstone. My father worked in London Electricity Board, and they reversed the trend in the mid-50s. People were emigrating from Ireland. My father was born in England, but his father was from Cork. And they came here, and He worked here for Electrolux when he arrived first, selling cleaners, which, as you can imagine, didn't last terribly long. But we stuck it out, and must admit I've enjoyed living here all my life. As I said, 70 years here. I lived in a little place called Sundayswell, just on the suburbs, the western suburbs of Cork City. And there was an outdoor swimming pool there. And because of the polio epidemic in '58, they had closed it. Now it had a big tennis court at one side, and the shallow pool, for want of a better word, was drained. So we used to fly control line models Cork Model Air Club used to fly in the pool and on the tennis court. You have to climb over the gate, of course. My uncle brought me a little present of a Cllr kit, and he showed me how to build it. In other words, he built it while he was here for the 2 weeks, and went from there. But I used to go over to see what all the noise was over in the swimming baths, and got interested in the modelling from there. I'm 77 now, and I was I suppose about 9 when I started. Been at it ever since.
Like a lot of people, my dad, he was very interested in models during the 70s and the 80s, and I remember I used to go out with him maybe once a week or so to the club, and eventually I was given a transmitter and I could get hold of the sticks, and I've kind of stayed in the hobby ever since, with a few breaks. And then had a long break, and then I discovered Cork Model Air Club, and I met some great people. And we actually have a meeting tomorrow night, and I'm sure we'll be discussing how well today's event has actually gone. So, and kids don't look. They've stopped looking outwards as much for activities, you know. So at a very early age, they get a computer, they get a smartphone. If they want to know about this, they look on the internet and they can see something. Oh, there's a model airplane flying around, and that's almost enough. So, but what we need to do is encourage them to get out into the open air, into the fresh air, and maybe give them the idea it's like a good sporting activity.
My father introduced me, as a lot of other modellers do, to aero modelling. He introduced me to control line as by way of introduction to model aeroplanes, and I've just never been able to fully let go of the thing. It's always been there in the background. I kind of drifted away, went and worked away from home and all that carry on. Grew up, had a family, all the usual suspects. But about 15 years ago, it came back with a vengeance, and here we are, flying F2B stunt control line aerobatics.
How did you do today?
I've had a year of experimenting with engines, you've got to do these things, got to try bits and bobs out, and really, with the time limited as it is, with our free time, sometimes the experimentation has to go on in competition, which is not ideal, but here we go.
Yes,
it is what it is.
First time I've been to Southern Ireland. We've done a very, very brief weekend, one night stop to see friends in Northern Ireland quite a few years ago. Love that. Never kind of got back there. I had no idea Southern Ireland was so pretty, so had a nice ride out on the motorbike on a Saturday along the Wild Atlantic Way, and definitely want to come back and do that. People are really friendly, which we knew. You know, we've always had the Irish have come across to our competitions, so we've known those people. But everyone seems really friendly. We've been pretty fortunate with the weather. It's lovely. So highly recommend it. It's not the sort of sport where there's a massive prize money, even at world class level. It's if you may get some sponsorship, and I've been fortunate, as most people have if they've done it long enough, that you might get sponsored to the tune of someone will give you an engine, or they'll hand you a bell crank or something for a model and say, here you go, this is try that and see what happens. But that's about it. We don't do it for the money.
You've seen the fly-in, the models are not very far off the ground all the time, so there's always the opportunity to have a little bit of mayhem. Luckily, touch wood, this competition, we got away with it and there wasn't any carnage, but I think, strangely, that's what keeps people who fly control and aerobatics coming back, is knowing that they're not that far away from a potential disaster. Obviously, it must be some perverse enjoyment people get out of that. But
home with a bag of bits.
Yeah, it's always a bonus when the model goes back and it's all ready to fly again next time out.
So obviously you do this for the money, don't you?
I'd like to say yes, but I've yet to see any. Yeah.
So there's no prizes?
There's no prizes. Well, as you see, there's a certificate and a nice little medal. But it's more about knowing where you are in the pecking order, against what really are your mates.
My father, he was Welsh. He was from Aberdyfi, so I have enough Welsh heritage. I did fly for England, but the Welsh needed another body, so I was volunteered. We're quite close, yeah. Me and Kevin fly together a lot. It's the second time we've been in Cork. We came 10 years ago, and the Irish are always very welcoming, so it's always pleasant to come back. I think I won with England 10 years ago. So they should have kept me. I did it at school. We had a master that was interested, and we had 2 or 3 schools in North Leeds that all flew control line in the playground or the playing fields. So there was quite a bit of rivalry. It's not a competition if somebody's got a problem. So helping somebody out makes it a real competition.
I started when I was 8 years old. My dad got me into the hobby. Back then it was a case of when you save up your pocket money, you'd go to a local model shop, buy a kit or some balsa wood on a plan. My dad will let me put it together and we'd go flying on a Sunday. 1983, if I remember rightly. Lucky enough to be British junior champion. I won the Nats. And then about a year or two later, when you get your first job and go out with friends and meet girls and whatnot, I slowly come away from the hobby. And then in 2015, I come back to it. Went up to Barkston Heath to the Nationals, and I was hooked on the control line again. And then it all spiraled from there all over again. I'm lucky enough to be a regular on the British team. I won the British Championships 4 times.
Got into model flying. I had an interest in aviation. I joined the Air Cadets, and they were giving lessons in it, and I joined in with the rest of them and found out I enjoyed it.
So how many years ago was that?
You'll be talking back to 1972, so you're looking at over nearly 60 years.
Today you're judging. What are you looking for?
Perfection. You're looking for the manoeuvres to be flown as prescribed in the handbook. Simple thing like, say, for 3 loops, you're looking at the entry height to be the same, the 3 loops to be superimposed. They're not walking them along, gradually going into wind. The entry heights and the top heights should be the same. It's up and down. Some people have done very, very good manoeuvres, and some people, the same people, have been very bad on other manoeuvres. So it's, I think it's fairly tight between them. There's a few people starring. No one's losing little vast fortunes by not coming first. Everyone's an amateur, and I think we'll have to hold it there because they're now looking at me for doing some scoring.
Some amazingly skillful flying. We'll see you in a few minutes after the break.
Nestled within the leafy suburb of Mossley Hill in Liverpool, L'Olivetto is an independent family-run restaurant supported by a dedicated kitchen team. Staff at front of house always on hand with recommendations from their tasty menu to their choosing a wine to complement your dish. Call us on 0151 724 5169. That's 0151 724 5169.
Eurogold is driven by being the best civil engineering contractor in the Northwest, ensuring its clients are given the highest level of service that they deserve. Eurogold work in a wide range of industry sectors, including house building, highways, commercial and industrial build.
The Warrington Irish Club. Friendly and welcoming club keeping the Irish culture alive. We have Irish and country music every Saturday night, tribute nights, race nights, charity nights and karaoke. All live sports are shown on big screens. We have snooker, dominoes and crown green bowling teams along with arts and craft. Pop in for a friendly welcome and book your event at the Warrington Irish Club.
At Barhale, we've been delivering essential infrastructure projects for over 40 years. Today, we're at the forefront of civil engineering, construction and tunnelling projects.
Barhale's values are integral in the way we go to work and are embedded in our family culture.
We put our customers first every step of the way.
Our people are the foundation of our business, with each and every one with the ability to make a real difference.
We want Barhale.
Nestled within the leafy suburb of Mossley Hill in Liverpool, L'Olivetto is an independent family-run restaurant supported by a dedicated kitchen team. Staff at front of house always on hand with recommendations from their tasty menu to their choosing a wine to complement your dish. Call us on 0151 724 5169. That's 0151 724 5169.
Welcome back. We're returning to model flying in Ireland, and even the Mayor of County Cork, Councillor Joe Carroll, had a go.
Makes a change from the usual engagements, then?
It does indeed, yeah. I was all over the place yesterday. I was out in Sherkin Island and went meeting the Ukraine ambassador. Now, here we go.
Just use your arm. I might lift the arm out for you. Looking where you want it to go.
Oh, yeah? Delighted to be here and really amazed and fascinated by what I'm seeing. It's something I would love to be taking part of, but when you come to my age, I think it's a bit late to be starting. But then again, I've seen the people here, there's a lot of my age group here as well. So I think it's something we haven't seen around here. I haven't seen before, and for me it's overwhelming to see how it can be handled. The skill, I just tried it, as you saw there. It's not, you don't pick it up in the first 2 seconds. You don't pick it up at all. I'm sure you want a lot of practice to get it right. It looks so simple when the professional does it right. Same as any other sport.
It's the speed of it, isn't it?
More speed, and you need to control, and you need to have need to be able to control it and steady it down to your own intentions. But it's a great sport. If you watch what kids want to play, we see it here. They want to play what they see on television. Yeah. And what's gone very popular around Munster now with the last 15, 20 years is rugby, because Munster have been good at rugby. And all the kids are around with rugby, they have rugby gear on them, and they want to be rugby players. Now hurling is getting very fashionable at the moment because we're into the main season, and you see kids around with hurling jerseys, and it's what they see on the television.
You meet great people. I have friends made all over the world, and I've travelled all over the world with the aeroplanes. This event is more a social event. I would regard them as club mates rather than the opposition. It's like all hobbies. There's only one direction money goes, and that's out. Most of us build our own, but if you want to be competitive, you have to have the best equipment, and that costs money. Some of those could be €3,000.
Now the idea is you keep your arm dead straight, and when you want it to go up, you just lift the arm. When you want to come down, do that. What I'll do, I'll put
How am I supposed to land it?
Well, when the engine runs out, it'll just slowly come to the ground.
It's nice to see, as we did today, some of the young kids taking an interest in the hobby and watching them fly, and the excitement on their face when they first see and fly an actual engine, a plane with an engine.
We've been able to do a little bit of training with some people that haven't necessarily seen a control line before or had a go before, and they've all got on really successfully. So I have to say I really enjoyed that. That's nice to, get especially some youngsters and some not so youngsters having a go. So it's been absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, now all the manoeuvres now should be flown at this height. Yeah, they should all. The start of them should be at this height. So,
he's a gift. He's a skillful.
This is one of the top English guys.
He knows what he's doing now.
No, this is a triangle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you get marks for how close they are superimposed on top of each other.
First and foremost, Cork County probably has more to offer than any other county in the country. And I'm not saying that because I'm from Cork. But if you start at the furthest east point, Ballycotton, beautiful place, and you've got seafood down there, great seafood place all along the coast. You come into Spike Island, everybody should visit Spike Island because the history is fascinating. Clonakilty, you just mentioned Clonakilty. It is that Clonakilty is a centre of a lot of beaches. It's also got a lot of good hotels, got good food. But then you're only starting because you're moving west. You've got Ross Carbery, a beautiful place. I live in Skibbereen myself, and that's the centre, really, of the Carberys, they call it. You've got the villages of Schull, Ballydehob, Baltimore, Union Hall, Castle Townsend and Lip. They're in a circle right around Skibbereen, and they all have something to offer. And then, of course, where I was yesterday, I was in Sherkin Island, a wonderful occasion out there in Sherkin. The Wild Atlantic Way starts with us down here, and if you come down the Wild Atlantic Way from the north, you're going to get the best of it down here. Good afternoon, everyone. It is an honour and a pleasure to be here in Brinny this afternoon for the Control Line Aerobatics Home International Model Flying Competition. This is no ordinary event, as I just found out. It is a celebration of skill, precision and passion. Control Line Aerobatics is a sport that demands not only technical ability and patience, but also creativity and nerves of steel. To manoeuvre a model of aircraft through complex high-speed routines within such a confined space is nothing short of remarkable. I was genuinely amazed to learn that many of these aircraft cost thousands of euros to build and reach speeds of 140 kilometres per hour. This year marks the 40th anniversary of the home international competition, and what a fitting way to celebrate that milestone by returning to Cork County with a proud history of innovation and community in aeromodelling. I would like to sincerely thank the Irish team for their outstanding efforts in organising this weekend's event. Your hard work has paid off. My gratitude also goes to the Irish Aeromodelling Association and the British Model Flying Association. A special thank you to Judge Neil Tricker, whose expertise and fairness are also so vital to the spirit of competition, and to all the volunteers and supporters who have worked behind the scenes to make this event the success that it is. Finally, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge Cork Model Aero Club, one of the longest established model aero flying clubs in Ireland. Your legacy and continued enthusiasm help to inspire future generation of aviators and engineers. Thank you once again for the warm welcome and for allowing me to be part of this great and unique occasion. I wish you all continued success, safe flying and many more years of excellence in the skies. Cllr. Thank you.
Right, in third place by sheer fate, really. England.
I saw you in action and you were excellent. I can't imagine how you only came in third, but then again, I think they might put you, was there favouritism?
Better than me. That's what it is. Thank you.
For once in our illustrious history, we've come second. Ireland. Hey. And this is Stu.
There we go. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And
I'll just shake your hand.
Oh, you were part of it as well. Grand. Yeah.
First place, those funny little Celts from across the water there.
The half Irish, half English?
Yeah, he's a Welsh leprechaun. The Welsh team. This is Kevin, he's the captain.
Well done.
Mervyn.
Very well done, Mervyn. Thank you very much.
This is Mark.
Mark.
Thank you very much.
Very well done.
Thank you very
Well
much.
That's going to make them, when you come in third, when you come in last, well, you're saying next year I'm going to have to do better than this. That's how it's done.
Superb competition. Thanks, Kev.
Thank you.
It has been really an excellent day. So we've had an extremely lucky day with the weather. We've managed to get in the competition flying we needed to do, which was great. Come out here and we've all flown together, for years and years and years. So it's nice to get out and have a slightly more informal, even though it's a formal competition, it's an informal, everyone gets on nicely. So that's been good.
It's not just the flying, it's meeting the people, making friends, passing information, learning new information, and having a bit of banter, and just having a great weekend or a great week.
And we hope to have loads of people coming from the UK and other places to maybe visit us and visit other clubs, and maybe some collaboration between the two organisations as well.
It was great to see the Mayor of County Cork attending the event, and if you're interested in joining a club or just going along to watch, there's a very useful link on the screen now. We'll be back next Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. Looking forward to seeing you all then.